Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick, the township's own news and information program. We'll begin with some of the musical highlights from the Young People's Concert performance Sunday at the East Brunswick Senior Center. Continuing in a musical vein, our next stop will be at Bowne Munro School for a look and a listen in an Octopuses garden. Our regular features will present Dr. Edward Blackman with allergy medications on health facts. Bob Nemser and Portraiture Part 2 on quick clicks. Adrian Eisner will have some home improvement tips on Consumer Aware. And we'll finish with our council review. But first, a look at next week's schedule. With no programs being cablecast on Monday, Memorial Day, the week begins at 7 p.m. Tuesday with Check It Out from the Libraries of Middlesex. 7:30, it's Sports Talk with John Megularo and his guests Sherm Cooper and Barbara Fox with Part 2 of their discussion of the Inca Motorcycle Rally. And at 8 p.m., About East Brunswick with Mayor Fox, a repeat of January's program on fire protection here in East Brunswick. Wednesday afternoon starts out with Lenore Kulick's Look Great, Feel Great, and exercises for the waist and upper body at 2:30, followed by stories from the library with Claudia Homoki at 3 p.m. At 7:30 Wednesday evening, Dolly Vasta takes a look through the camera's eye with photographer Joel Murgovsky on For Art's Sake. And The Arts, produced by the Middlesex County Cultural and Heritage Commission, follows at 8 with a feature on the Princeton Ballet. Thursday evening, we're back at 7 and 8 p.m. with the week's news and information on This Week in East Brunswick. And of course, all our programs are repeated throughout the week and again on Saturday. Check the Channel 8 program guide for specific times and dates. And now let's join Dolly Vasta at the Young People's Concert.
It was a program that was started last year by three marvelous people who work on the East Brunswick Arts Commission, Jerry Kupchinsky, Estelle Goldsmith, and Charlene Horn. And I can see by the audience tonight that it has built up from last year. We were hoping to make this an annual event and build and build and build. And so I'd like you to introduce to you now, and to some of you, he's no stranger, the man who has made a lot of this possible, our very own Jerry Kupchinsky.
Thank you very much. Before we start with the young artists, I would like to say that the purpose of music in public education is not only to provide basic literacy to our youngsters, but also to identify more talented youngsters, develop that talent, and channel it in proper direction. And in doing this, very often it is difficult for us because we don't, in public education, we don't have enough outlets for those talented youngsters to be recognized and to be able to perform. So thus, this project provides one of those outlets that help us stimulate, recognize, and encourage young talent. With this in mind, I would like to thank the Arts Commission for co-sponsoring this project with us, with East Brunswick Public Schools. And I would also like to congratulate all the youngsters that participated in this second annual competition.
After the performances, awards were presented to the participants. And later, Township Council President Jerry O'Connor praised the work of the Arts Commission, the performances of the musicians, and presented a special award for outstanding musical performance to Jeffrey Swallock. Hi, I'm Kevin O'Rourke, and I'm the Director of Video Cable Services here at the library. I'd like to take a minute to thank Ken Schaloub for the time and the energy he's given to help bring quality local television programming to East Brunswick. Ken's involvement with Channel 8 began in 1978 with Inner and Outer Space, a science topics program. It's included a variety of interviews as well as the health facts segment on This Week in East Brunswick. And of course, in his role as host of the popular Let's Talk Health. Let's Talk Health concludes this week, although Ken has assured us that he'll be around in some capacity, particularly for his annual round of interviews at the county fair, for years to come, and we all here certainly hope so. Again, Ken, our thanks for your commitment and for your dedication.
Isn't it a wonderful sight? Hi, I'm Dolly Vasta for This Week in East Brunswick, and I'm here to remind you of the Memorial Day observance this Sunday, May 25th, right up here on the municipal grounds. At 1 o'clock, the program will start with the honoring of the war dead and the laying of the wreaths. We will have veterans groups, color groups, civic groups, East Brunswick High School Band, and at 1:30, a marvelous collection of patriotic songs with the East Brunswick High School Band right here at the gazebo. From 1:30 to 5, we will feed you with a township picnic. We'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream, and cold drinks. So listen, if you have company, round them up and bring them with you. From 2 to 5 is continuous entertainment with Wooden Strings. They're a dynamic group. And when they take a break, we have a duo who will also be working, the Canines. I hope all of you will bring out your families and enjoy this marvelous day outdoors. But remember, if in case it does rain, it will still be held inside the Civic Center. And while I'm on the subject of the Memorial Day weekend, let me remind you that the Community Beach opens up this week. That's right, the East Brunswick Community Beach. And the entire weekend is free. So you could have yourselves a blast. You can go up there, have a swim, come here, have a picnic, bring your friends. What else could you want for a wonderful holiday? I'll see you right here. Don't forget, May 25th, starting at 1 o'clock. In the meantime, take care.
I'm Chris Christensen. I'm the music teacher at Bowne Munro School, and tonight we are going to be doing a production called An Octopus's Garden. Our first grades, second grades, and third grades are going to be performing songs, dances, and routines on stage that have to do with the under the sea world and the beach. We have some people in a boat, we have a lighthouse keeper, we have a number of things that are going to be on stage. Our students have worked long and hard on this. They've been memorizing words, practicing, getting on the stage, getting used to being on stage, getting used to being on the risers, and they've been practicing for weeks to get ready for this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Edward Blackman, and this is Health Facts. It's springtime, and most of us welcome the balmy weather, sunshine, and beautiful blossoming trees and flowers. But for 15 to 25 million Americans, springtime also means the start of itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, sneezing, which may last till Halloween. For these sniffling millions who suffer from allergic rhinitis, commonly called hay fever or rose fever, this is more than just a minor problem. More than $500 million is spent each year in the United States on medications in hopes of achieving relief of these symptoms. Hundreds of preparations are available over the counter and many dozen more by prescription. But finding an effective medication for a particular person is no simple task and requires an understanding of what each component of what each product does. There are several categories of anti-allergy products. Antihistamines are the most widely prescribed and frequently used medications. These medicines, as the name implies, block the release of histamine, which is a chemical released by the body in the allergic reaction. Common examples are Benadryl, chlortrimeton, and Dimetane. They are effective in relieving sneezing, runny nose, and itchy, watery eyes. The most common side effect is drowsiness. These preparations are available in liquid, tablet, capsule, and long-acting forms. Decongestants are medications which constrict the blood vessels and relieve swelling in the irritated nasal and sinus linings, promoting drainage and improving airflow and also helping to prevent ear congestion. There are both short and long-acting decongestants, as well as nasal sprays and drops. Overuse of these sprays or drop preparations, however, might be dangerous or cause a paradoxical rebound congestion if used for longer than 2 or 3 days. The main side effects of these drugs are irritability, nervousness, rapid heart rate, insomnia, and elevated blood pressure. Combinations of antihistamines and decongestants probably provide the best symptomatic relief, but finding the right product for any one person means getting effective relief without intolerable side effects. This search is probably best guided by your physician. Examples of some of the antihistamine decongestant combinations are Actifed, Dimetap, Drixoral, Sudafed Plus, and Triaminic. 2 other classes of products used to treat allergies are available by prescription only. Blocking drugs, such as cromolyn sodium, which acts by making particular body cells less reactive to offending pollens, are used by inhalation of a fine powder into the nose for hay fever and into the lungs in the treatment of asthma. These drugs have few of any side effects and are almost completely absorbed and excreted by the body. Anti-inflammatory drugs, called steroids, for example cortisone and prednisone, are the most potent of the anti-allergy drugs. They effectively block and suppress the allergic reaction and swelling. They are available in liquid, pills, capsule, in short and long-acting injection, and by inhalation of a fine spray into the nose or lungs. Side effects are many, varied, and these drugs may be dangerous if not supervised by a physician. They are usually used where all else has failed. In summary, careful examination of the ingredients in the products used, or better, the advice of your physician, is the best way to choose the right allergy product for your symptoms. If you are self-treating and symptoms persist or include severe headache, facial pain, earache, chest congestion, or wheeze, see your physician promptly. In the most severe cases, a consultation with an allergist may be necessary if symptoms worsen year after year. This has been Health Facts. I'm Dr. Edward Blackman.
Welcome to Quick Licks. I'm Bob Nemser. Our subject, the continuation of portraiture. We're going to discuss the techniques of how to bring out the most flattering aspects of your subject's personality. There is little point in understanding the lighting technique and philosophy of portraiture without knowing how to help your subject project themselves in the most flattering way. When taking a portrait which is intended to flatter, it is important to place the subject at his or her best advantage. The simple act of giving a subject something to do has the effect of distracting them from their natural terror. In order to help your subject project the image they desire, the photographer must have a sympathetic attitude towards people. With practice, the eye will become more critical and faults which should be hidden will be recognized with ease. Be aware of the relationship between the subject and the environment. Patterned clothing and vibrating backgrounds can be used to good effect, but often they distract from the point of interest. Be careful with neck wrinkles when shooting over the shoulder. If the head is tilted back, then turn to the camera, the neck will wrinkle. If the subject drops the head forward a little, then turns to the camera, lifting it up, the wrinkles will be reduced. Some people show their nervousness by tension around the mouth. Ask them to fill their cheeks with air and blow it out. This relaxes the mouth, and the silliness of the act produces a genuine smile. When shooting people with large noses, use as long a focal length lens as possible. Long lenses compress perspective, wide-angle lenses exaggerate it. Position the subject square to the camera and avoid throwing a shadow from the nose. To underemphasize a double chin, shoot from slightly above the head with the subject leaning forward, forcing him to stretch out the chin by looking up. Do not let him sit stiffly with a forced smile. As a general rule, get the subject to lean forward into the picture. A positive attitude toward the camera produces more dramatic portraits. Thank you for joining me on our adventure at Portraiture. What I'd like to do is have you utilize some of the things we've discussed. Take some portraits and send it in to us at the library here at Channel 8. The address is Cable, Channel 8, the library, 2 Civic Center Drive, East Brunswick, New Jersey, 08816. That's Cable, Channel 8, the library, 2 Civic Center Drive, East Brunswick, New Jersey, 08816. Or come by and drop it off. What we'll do is we'll take a look at it, and at a future segment of Quick Clicks, we'll show some of your work and discuss how you did it. Thank you once again, and keep clicking.
Hello, and welcome once again to Consumer Aware. I'm Adrienne Eisner, Director of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. It's home improvement time again, when many of us are contemplating hiring a contractor to do many of the projects around our homes. Be wary of individuals going door to door in the neighborhood, saying such things as, "I have just enough asphalt left on my truck to do your driveway. I'll give you a bargain price." If you are interested in getting work done in your home, here are some important steps you should keep in mind. Don't be taken in by an unbelievable bargain offer. Deal only with established contractors. Don't trust an operator whose home office is on his truck. Get competing estimates. Ask for references. Try to see completed work. And call our office to check on the complaint record of the contractor. Before you sign a contract, and in New Jersey, the law requires that there be a contract for any home improvement costing more than $25, check to see certain things. Does the contract heading clearly state the contractor's name, address, and telephone number? Is the date of the contract filled in? Does the contract clearly state when the job will begin and how much time is estimated for completion? Are all advertised or verbal representations, guarantees, and warranties spelled out and made part of the contract? Are both labor and materials guaranteed against defects or poor workmanship? On brand name items, will the contractor provide manufacturer's warranty cards for you to complete and mail in? Will the contractor obtain all the permits required by law? Does the contractor have certificates of insurance? When you are making payments, please keep these tips in mind. Keep deposits small, regardless of the total amount of the contract. Match subsequent payments to the progress of the job, and do not make the final payment until the entire job is completed to your satisfaction. Under no circumstances be pressured to sign or inadvertently sign a completion certificate until that job is finished. If you are financing the job, comparison shop for the cost of credit and scrutinize all conditions of any loan agreement before you sign. If we can help you with any further information about selecting a home improvement contractor or a contract, please call us at the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. We're there in the municipal building Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please call us at 390-6954. Thank you for joining me on Consumer Aware. See you again next week.
At this week's Township Council meeting, the Council voted to accept a bid by Tower Center developer Alan Landis to build the Park and Ride garage at the Tower Center complex. And with the approval now given, the next step is for Landis to seek final approval for the second Tower and Hotel Conference Center from the Planning Board. The vote was 3-2, with Councilman Russell Walker and Louis Becker voting against the bid, with Councilman Becker bringing up the possibility of filing a lawsuit charging the township with, quote, wasting assets, unquote, in its dealings with Landis. Also at the meeting, a contract was awarded to National Waste Disposal for solid waste collection in the township, as well as a separate contract for collection of recyclable material by the Easter Seals organization. That's all for this week. Have a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend.